Yo, what's up, everybody? Dreams and Day Jobs. I'm one of your hosts, Travis, with your boy.
Jeff, you already know what it is. Jeff, you already know what it is.
Come on, man. We live, bro. We
We
going
are
live.
Episode 20, man.
20, man.
20 weeks.
20, G.
Loving it.
We talked about this from step one, bro. We was like, 21 episodes is the level of the barrier of entry where people drop off when it comes to podcasts. 1%, only 1% of podcasts on YouTube make it to that point, which is pretty wild. And honestly, bro, that's one of the big points that I want to talk about right now and for this podcast. And obviously, you jump in and say, what you got on your mind too. But honestly, bro, if you don't give up pressure bust pipes, you're going to win. If you give up, you lose everything.
Yeah, that's so true. So when you said that, I think of Brandon Carter.
Yeah.
And I watch a lot of his content, especially because I'm in his course. And he says that too. Consistency, man. Consistency. You know what I mean? Like he doesn't get like, he says like he's never really one to go like viral or get like ton of views, but like he's just so consistent that like, success leaves clues. Like he's really just consistent, man. So it is true.
You can't beat it. Now, because it's very easy to give up, bro, especially when you're not seeing the results that you're expecting right away. But everything is in the journey. It sounds so cliche, but everybody says it. It really is. The success is in the journey. The motivation is in the journey. The discipline is in the journey. And also what you learn is in the journey. Like the best education, the best knowledge you can get in your field is in the field. That's where you find it, Yeah,
yeah, exactly. The best experience is in the field.
It is. Like you could be the smartest doctor in med school. Straight A's on everything, know everything about the body, but that doctor that's done 1,000 surgeries is gonna just massacre you. Just pure reps, man.
Well, they say too, it kind of goes with mentorship. And I'm not saying I fully agree with this, but you hear people online say nowadays, like, it's a controversial thing about like school and education and college and stuff like that. It's like, you hear people say like, oh, people are spending a ton of money to go learn business from a professor that's, never had a business or making like 40K a year, rather than like going to maybe pay the mentor who's the millionaire businessman to learn from that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
that's really what Think and Grow Rich is about.
Yeah. I haven't read that. I hear so many people.
That's what it's about. You got a dad who worked in the school system. He was a teacher, made his 6 figures, spent his money on cars and vacations and stuff, kind of worked paycheck to paycheck in a sense.
Talking about Rich Dad Poor Dad?
Rich Dad Poor Dad, I'm sorry. Yeah. Think and Grow, not Think and Grow Rich.
Either one I haven't read, but I've heard good things about it.
Yeah. I never read Think and Grow Rich. And then the other dad was a businessman. And, bought assets and bought things that made him money.
Yeah.
And the story goes, they were young kids and they worked for him. And that's how Robert Kiyosaki learned money and learned the difference, which is so crucial, bro, especially in this game. But yeah, man, pressure bust pipes, bro. Like if you don't give up, you're going to win, bro. And so let me ask you something. In the times that you want to give up in the midst of your journey, because you got a lot going on, how do you get yourself through that? Because it's easy to want to slip into that, give up area of your mind, and then days go by and before you know it, you're falling off.
Yeah. I mean, dude, for me personally, I definitely have days. It's interesting because I will have days, dude, where like everything's cool. I'm feeling good about myself. I'm feeling good about like what I'm doing. I'm feeling good about my day to day.
Yeah.
And then other days I'll just be questioning myself. Like, am I doing the right thing? I shouldn't be doing this. Like, I gotta be doing something else. But I do try to remember. That's why I listen to so much content. It's because I just try to keep myself, I almost kind of try to like brainwash myself with content throughout the day. That's going to keep me motivated because, like, for instance, like cutting hair, dude, right? Like, cutting hair is a skill that, like, just like anything, takes time, and like it's pretty terrifying to do when you start out, when you don't really know what to do, So like, at my job where I feel like I'm starting to get a little bit busier, and each week I'm starting to feel a little bit more comfortable and a little bit more comfortable and a little bit more comfortable. That in and of itself makes me feel better. Looking back, like, oh shit, like I'm actually better than I was a couple weeks back. Or like trying to stay on a diet, dude. Like it's hard. Like I'm into fitness, so it's like it's a lifestyle. Like you gotta stay, especially when you're putting out fitness content like myself, like you gotta stay looking the part. So like, it's so easy to want to just go eat like some crap food, So like getting through that, like week 1 and then week 2 and then week 3, and then, it's like, you're like, damn, this sucks. Like I want to go eat something. But after like week 3 of really sticking to it and doing everything right and, not deviating from the diet, drinking a gallon and a half of water, doing your cardio, all of a sudden you start to look up in that mirror and you're like, damn, like I can see the difference. Like I'm leaner, I look better. Like I just, so it's like,
that's going to fire you up even more.
Yes. So it's everything, not giving up. And I'm not saying, I hate to feel like I'm saying it like I'm like somewhere, like I'm definitely still in the journey, like with everything, dude. Whether it's saving money, whether it's like learning a skill, whether it's trying to educate myself more on making money so I can be doing better and you know what I mean? So it's just like the whole like leveling up in all aspects is being consistent. Like, how about you? Like, how do you feel like
Honestly, very similar to you, because you said, from what I got from what you said one would be to feed your mind positivity. Yeah. So your mind is always in check. So if your mind's in check, it's kind of hard for you to deviate to giving up if your mind is focused and it's on the right things. And then second is reps and consistency, like repetition, not even like, and then consistency. So yeah, bro, I'm pretty much in the same boat, bro. Like that's what I do. Like my mind is huge. I don't know, bro. It's just like, I just don't got given up in me, bro. I just don't. Like, I never was like that. I just never gave up. Like, even if I failed, like I still just never gave up, like I just didn't, bro. Like I just, bro, if I say I'm going to do this and I'm going to make this happen, I don't care how long it takes. Yeah. Like, I just don't care how long it takes.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
Gonna do it.
You keep, what's that quote? It's like, or people say like, oh, like, yeah, I'm an overnight success, but that overnight took 10 years or
10
something
years.
like that.
Yeah, definitely.
So.
Oh man, bro, years, especially doing this type of stuff. Yeah. YouTube, music, working out, dating, all that, everything to where I'm at has taken a long time, and it's still not where I need to be. But I know it's just, if I don't give up, I know I'm going to get there, because every rep you get better and better. You get more comfortable. You learn how to make it better, because that's a huge thing too, like progression, in the process of getting better. Like you got to apply these new things and think outside the box and analyze yourself and constantly look at, especially making content. You make a video and you're like, all right, if I was watching this, what would make this turn off for me? Why would this be bad? How could this be better? Looking at it from the opposite, reverse psychology on it, doing that type of stuff. I think it's huge, bro.
Yeah, I forget who says it. Oh man, again, I think it was Brandon Carter. I'll reference him again. Like when he says, like, he'll say to his students, like, I'm trying to get more followers, whatever, and he'll be like, all right, well, like, why would someone follow you? Like, ask yourself that, like, why would somebody follow you? And then kind of like reverse engineer, like, so I find myself now, dude, like I said, dude, there was a time where I would post on Instagram and it would be more so just like me, like trying to look cool or like posting pictures, whatever. And I would like the amount of likes would like, it's like a dopamine hit, dude. I'm just like, all right, cool. I feel cool. Like I got like a bunch of likes because like, it's a cool pic. Yeah. But now like I look at Instagram so different now, dude. Like I'm trying to make money. Like I'm trying to give value so I can build I'm trying to build a brand off of giving people helpful information based on my experience so I can make money. That's what it is. So it's like I've been trying to get past that, and I'm good with it. Like I'm at the point where like it really doesn't bother me, but like there was when you go from like a bunch of people seeing your content and then like you can count on one hand how many people like it or support it or like comment, you know what I mean? Like, so that kind of messes with your head for a little bit at first, but like, I'm just like, yo, I gotta stay consistent, because somebody out there, it's helping somebody, you know what I mean? I know for a fact it's helping at least one person. So like, to me, that's cool. Like, it's interesting how like you look at, we kind of just got off topic a little bit, but I'm just saying like how I used to view social media to how I view it now. Like, I'm trying to make money versus
it's so
like,
true.
You know?
And I mean, like, take your example of you wanted to post to look cool and to draw that attention, and you did it. So that was a success. You know, forget good or bad, you know, it's irrelevant. I kind of had this realization when I was doing posts for my real estate, and I was like, I'm selling myself, but is that what I want to do? And I was like, no, I want listings. So I have to sell to people who want to sell their homes.
Yeah.
So my content can't be so much about me or so much about the town. It needs to be tailored towards what are sellers looking to get from selling their home. They want to, what's the value? What's the days on market? You know, any problems with any new updates in the market, that any new regulations, things like that. Those are the posts that are going to attract your customer. Yeah. And it's like what you're doing. You're targeting weight loss. You're targeting gaining muscle. You're targeting these areas of specific niches.
It's all psychology, dude. Like, it's really all about like, you have to reverse engineer the content thing. Like, what do people like? How are you going to get people to? How are you going to get money out of people's pockets?
Yeah.
Through your content.
Yeah.
You know, but I would disagree a little bit. I don't want to say I disagree. I just think I would add to that. I think in a sense, like, to a degree, you are selling yourself.
You are.
Because what's somebody going to say where like they, you know, if I'm selling my house, you know, and I could buy a house from person A or I could buy a house from you.
Yeah.
I might buy a house from you just because like over time, I'm like, yo, I like this dude. Like, you know,
True.
I invested in a course. There's a ton of people that have courses, but I invested with the person that I did just because I like his content and I just like him. I just like like him as a person. I can relate. You know what I mean? I just like him.
That's a good add-on.
You know what I mean?
Because you are selling yourself, and that's why it's great.
So it's a mixture of it's value. And do I like this person? Yeah. Like, you know,
two people can give the same message, but deliverance is completely different. 100%. You know, so it's like, I like this guy's your charisma, or you're like, I don't like this guy's charismatic, you know, nature. I'd rather go with this calmer person. So it's like you being you is your competitive advantage. Then it's like, how are you going to target? You know, because no matter how you post, you're going to be you. You know, I mean, you should. I think that's important. Be you, but. You know, think about more specifically who you target. Cause it's so true, man. Like I feel like there's no real rhyme or reason to how to do it, but based on like not giving up, you can't like have too many pieces of content. There's so much you could do. Yeah. It's like you can go wide, then you could go narrow, then you can go kind of narrow. You know, like you could do everything. But, you know, based on like, you know, if you want to really start, like I just had the moment where I was like, I was posting my real estate stuff and I was like, yo, like if I was to watch this would tell me like, okay, he's a real estate agent and okay, like he's showcasing a town. Okay. Like, that's my interpretation. Obviously, like, I'm not everybody. I can't speak for everybody, but like, based off that, I'm looking at it and I'm like, but at the end of the day, Trav, like, is this what you want to do? Like, you say you want more listings. Well, you need to target sellers and their concerns, you know? So I'm like, duh. It was like an aha moment. It was like crazy. I was like, wow, like.
It's so true. And that same thing for me, dude. I'll post like a reel or something, like whatever, piece of fitness or fitness advice, whatever, like, and I'm like, all right, well, do I care if I get, is the goal to just get a significant number of likes to make me feel good about myself? Yeah. Or is the goal to just, you post a picture with your shirt off just to have like, you know, this person or this person see it and like it, and or you know what I mean, or like, or are you trying to give value to people who are looking to invest their money with you?
Yeah.
And which for me I'm at that point where like, you know, it's yes, you want to like have a mixture like of cool. You don't want to just
That's good.
You don't want to keep it like like for me, I don't want to try. I try not to. I'd like to still be authentic to me and not be like super boring. You know, you want to have that mixture of like entertainment, whatever you want to look the part, all that. But like at the end of the day, dude, like you said, who am I trying to target? You know, how can I get people to take the money from their wallet or their pocket and send it to me? You know, I have to be providing some sort of value and not worry so much about, you know, the number of likes I get.
Yeah, it's irrelevant
on a picture.
It's irrelevant, bro.
Which I was, you know, for a long time really stuck in that. You know what I mean?
I wonder sometimes if there were no likes, would people still post?
That's a good question.
Doubt it.
That's a good question.
That's why they do it.
Unless you're a business owner trying to get, like if I was still able to make money from posting without likes, sure.
Yeah.
But, you know, a lot of people have Instagram accounts and they'll post a picture and they get like a ton of likes, and that's cool. That's, you know, that's cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know? But can you monetize it? Like, you know,
that's the thing. So back, you know, going back to the topic of not giving up and just staying at it. I think one of the biggest points, and you touched on it already, is feeding your mind first. Everything starts in your mind. No matter what, however you want to spin it, it's good to start in your mind first. That's why it says in the Bible, faith without works is dead. And people like to take that scripture and kind of mess with it, like if you don't really truly have faith if you don't have works, and you can't have works without faith. True, but the whole point is, with your faith should show works. You know? So, okay, I say I love God, right? And I love people. Well, that should be shown around to the people around you. They should feel that love. And that is your work from your faith. You know what I'm saying? So it starts here, but that's why it's so important. It starts here and then outflows the work. You know, so your faith is your mindset in a sense. That's how I see it. Like my faith is within, my faith is by Jesus. I'm holding on to his faith and what, you know, I'm learning about him. I know what he expects. I know who he is, but my result is coming from that mindset.
Almost like if you're not showing it outwardly, do you
really have faith?
Do you really have faith?
That's really what that means.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, then you really can't have faith. Because your works would show, it would correlate, you know. It's like,
it kind of goes into, it kind of ties to like the saying, like, you know, like walk it like you talk it, like, you know what I mean? Like posting content, it's like, all right, cool. Like if I'm posting stuff about this, if I'm posting a piece of content saying that, you know, you should be eating this, this, and this, and I'm over here with like a big ass belly, like it doesn't really match up. You know what I mean?
It doesn't match up. And you know, I like to always say, like, you know, my parents always used to say, like, cause you know how they say, like, don't swear. And they're like, and then you go back and say, well, you swear. And they're like, don't do as I do, do as I say. Because there is a point of like, hey, there is a knowing there. Like they might not got it all right, because we all don't got it all right, you know. So we're all not practicing what we preach. We're trying to, and we're working at it, and we're doing it at times. But sometimes you're not. It doesn't mean you don't have that knowledge, like, you know. And it goes right back to the mind. It starts there, you know. So I think that's huge, man. Like, I don't know. That's like probably one of the biggest points. Like I really can't even flow to like the next thing of staying consistent and doing this if my mind's not right. It just is like, you know, I could still come down here with a bad attitude, bad mindset and work out regardless. I can.
Yeah.
But I'm truly not getting the fullness of that workout because like my mind is not there. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. And you have to be all right with you know, even if you don't see the result, dude, like we, you know, we're filming, you know, 20 episodes of the podcast, right?
Yeah.
Like we could go for the year and film 52 episodes and not move an inch or like not, you know, and not do anything.
Yeah.
But like at the end of it, we could be like, yo, we filmed 52 episodes.
Yeah.
Or like, you know, and so just almost kind of like not looking for the validation from like the result or other people, but just being able to validate yourself based on the actions you're taking.
Yeah.
Like I could be like, I could stick to a diet for 30 days and get like nice and lean and look good, like, or like, you know, I could go into work and people could be eating bullshit or this or that, and they could be like, oh, I can't, you know, like, you know, maybe nothing has changed other than like the way I look, but I could just be like, you know, I ate the same food for 30 days, bro. Like,
Yeah.
I've been going to bed hungry every night for 30 days. I can, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, look at like what, you know,
That charges
you
your
know,
mind.
yeah. Like, so I could, maybe nothing has changed really
Yeah.
at all, you know, but I can still validate myself based on being like, you know what, dude, like, can you do it? Like,
Yep. Which is gonna,
yeah, you know what
it's
I mean?
gonna change everything.
Yeah, like,
you know, like you validating yourself is gonna change the way you walk, the way you talk, the way you pursue other goals.
Exactly.
That's huge, man. Like, you know, it's a chain reaction. That's so true, bro. So say you were someone who was at the point of like, I'm not seeing the results I want, kind of feeling like if this doesn't really go my way in the next month, and I'm gonna give up. And what would you say to that person?
I would say to that person the same thing I would say to myself, dude, because I fight with that still, dude. I'm not, I mean, like I said, I'm just like you. We're just like everybody else, dude. Like I've never really been like super consistent with anything in my entire life. Like other than like the health and fitness thing and going to the gym, but like I'm still like fighting that fight in the sense of like, I still have never really been consistent long enough in anything to where I could really
analyze it.
Yeah. So if I, you know, I'm really just kind of saying what I would say to somebody just to myself, like I would just say it's just like you just gotta stick to it, dude. It's gonna be hard. Like, you know what I mean? Like you could, you know, and that's why there's little tricks. Like I said, I'm listening to when I get up, from the minute I get up, dude, like I already got content on, like while I'm like chugging my water in the morning, I'm listening to content, and then I'll pause it and then I'll do like my pray meditation on the couch, and then I'm right back to listening. Like I'm like prepping my meals, and I got like, you know, Brandon Carter, got like Wes Watson, I'm listening to like entrepreneur, you know, I'm listening to Ty Lopez, I'm making money, I'm listening to like, be consistent, I'm listening to like things that like I know that if I don't really keep in my mind, dude, I just drift, and I'm just like,
definitely.
So you have to just kind of keep that, whatever you need to do. Like maybe other people wouldn't benefit from that. Like maybe other people just have it easy and they could just do it, or like or you know what I mean? But I would say that, you know, it's gonna be hard, dude. Especially the fitness thing, dude. Like especially like I talk to people like, and they'll be like, oh, it's just, oh, you eat the same thing every day, or oh, like I've been trying this, I want to, you know, I got to get back to the gym, or I've been trying this, or like I just can't lose the weight. And I'm like, yo, well, like
you're giving up.
You're giving up, like without even trying. Yeah, like
you're giving up. Like you're giving up. Like, you know, like come on, man, just say it like it is. You're giving up.
But honestly, you know what the beauty is? Is that like I get it. I've been there. I've given up.
Yeah,
dude. Like 2 years ago, dude, I was posting content. I was like consistent on YouTube. I was doing it, posting it, and then I let like one or two like kind of just negative comments from people close to me, and I let it just derail me.
Yeah.
And I just gave up.
Yeah.
You know,
bro. Yeah.
So I know what and the fitness thing. I was fat for a long time as a kid. I know what it's like to like, I get it. I can empathize with people, but there's no trick. There's no shortcut. There's no magic. Like, you know, for me, I want to get great. I want to get good at cutting hair, dude. But there's no magic. There's no shortcut. I gotta put in the reps, and then all of a sudden, over time, I will get better. You want to lose weight, you got to put in the time and do the things that it takes, and over time, you will see the results if you stick to it. So it's like, you know, I get it. I've been there. You know,
it's a deadly area to be in, man. Like, yeah, you know, like I've definitely had areas in life that I've given up in. But it's more mental.
Like
just mental stuff, bro. Like my attitude, you know, like my biggest thing would be like my attitude, bro. I could be hella moody, bro, like, and irritated and agitated, like just from like the mundaneness of my day.
See, it's wild because me personally, like I see you 2 days a week.
Yeah.
I never see you like that, dude.
Yeah, no, it's
Which
there.
is why for me, it's like, it's almost kind of like, I love, you know, being your boy just because the sense of one of the main reasons is because your attitude. Yes, we're alike.
Yeah.
And we share the same mindset, but your attitude is like feeds me to stay positive. So
Yo,
it's
and
interesting that you
likewise,
say
though.
that because I never see you like that.
You know what? It's not okay. One thing about me is I hate showing my cards. I hate showing my cards.
Yeah.
Like my
I wish
mother-in-law.
I was like that.
My mother-in-law asked me one day, I was having an off day, bro. She was like, "You all right?" And I would never think she'd be able to read me. She read something. Oh, bro, that bugged me, bro. I don't know. It might be pride, but it really just bothers me. I don't like showing my cards. Yeah. I really like being independent and handling it myself. Like, I don't really like asking for help. I just don't. I don't know what it is, bro.
That's an awesome quality.
It could be a good thing and a bad thing, like it's definitely a good thing and it's definitely a bad thing. I think it's a good thing because like when I'm at my lowest, I pick myself up. But really that pick me up really comes from God. So I'm really phrasing that wrong. I'm physically picking myself up, but I'm choosing to trust in God. I have hope in him. I have joy in him. I have peace in him. So even when I'm not hopeful, I'm not joyful, I'm not peaceful, I know I have it. So I just lock in and receive it. It's almost like, if you were in your cabinet and you were like, you wanted to get this, all you had to do is just grab it. That's how God holds it to you. It's like, hey, bro, I got it all for you. I got joy. I got peace. I got happiness. I got love. I got tranquility. You just got to grab it. Right now, you're grabbing the opposite.
Yeah. You make it sound so easy, man.
Well, it's
just saying. I wish I was able to.
It's easy in the sense of what it is.
Concept is
the concept, yeah. Just what it is. It's your mind. So my biggest struggle, like I said, is my attitude. Where's my attitude stem from? My mind. That battery is freaking dying, bro. Oh, man, that bothers me. Hold on, we're going to swap this thing out. All right. But for real, so, bro, like, that's why you're my boy too, bro, because even though we feed off each other, so like, that's a huge thing. So you're focused on your attitude and I know I'm focused on my attitude. You know your weaknesses, I know my weaknesses, and we're similar. So I feel like it's even subconsciously, you just boost each other up. You don't even know what's happening, like it just works like that.
What you said about like something that I need to work on, dude, is like
showing your cards.
Showing my cards, dude. You just took the words out of my mouth. Like that's what I was gonna say. Like I show my cards, dude. Like if I'm upset, like if I'm pissed, like everyone knows it, in which I hate. Yeah. Like it's like maybe just because like if I see, when you see that's the thing. Like when you see somebody every day,
yeah,
their behavior.
Exactly.
Like
my mom
like
catches the worst.
And
I hate that.
Yeah, like I could walk into work. I'm telling you, I could walk into work in a second.
Oh, Jeffy's got attitude.
Yeah, dude. Like you know what's funny? Dude? Yeah. Even if I'm just like maybe not even like pissed, but if I'm just quiet or just like to myself, or I just don't have anything to say, and I'm just like thinking about something, like. It's like people, the girls will be like, you okay? You okay? Which I'm grateful for, I appreciate like, but like, it's just when you see somebody every day, their typical, their normal way that they are. So,
great point. And that's the good thing about it, because if you think about it, right, most people don't recognize the bad in a sense. They more recognize your nature. So your nature is naturally positive, outgoing, nice, optimistic, going at, chasing a dream, right? Chasing your goals, right? So that's how they know you. So when you're off that, they're like, what's wrong? Yeah. So, hey, if you were usually a negative person, they would never even said anything to you because that's just your nature. So that's a good thing. Yeah. So that goes to show you that you have a bigger tally, more weighted scale on the sense of being positive than negative.
That's a good point.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what's funny, man? If I'm honest and if I actually kind of like try to analyze it, in those times where I'm off and I'm like to myself or pissed, or maybe I'm just like in my head, I'm thinking about my current situation and like what I'm doing. It's always like when I'm quiet and I seem off, it's because I'm thinking about doing more. I'm always like, I overthink, like I'll overthink, I'll question it, what I'm doing. Like,
Me too.
and
Same
I'm
thing.
just like, should I be doing this? I want to be doing this.
I hate that I'm doing
I hate
this.
that I'm doing, I hate that I'm doing this.
Yes, bro.
You
My
know,
gosh.
like, how am I going to change this? You know, rather than just being like, okay, I'm doing this.
Another day, another rep.
Yeah, it's just another rep, like, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But then it kind of it's weird because then tying it back into like the journey and the process and like the progress and the small wins, because there will be days where I'm just like completely questioning what I'm doing with my life, and then like the next day I'll be like, yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, so sure of it.
You
right?
know, dude. And then
Yo,
I'm just like, I'm
it's
good.
wild.
I'm good. I'm on the right path.
It's
I'm on the right
wild.
path. I enjoy this. Like, I
Yeah.
helped people today. I made people feel good today. I posted content today. I stayed on my diet today. I nailed the haircut today. I posted content today.
Yeah.
And then the next day I could do all the same things and still question
Yeah.
what I'm
Yo,
doing,
it's
dude.
nuts, man.
It's wild.
Man, like, bro, we are like one and the same
Yeah, I
with
don't
so
know
many
why I do
things,
that
bro.
shit, like-
I do it all the time, man. Like, you have a day that you're on a high and you have a day that you're on a low.
Yeah.
And I forgot what the quote was. It's like, you know, you're where you're at because of where you put yourself. And only successful people will admit that.
Yeah.
Because someone who's not successful usually has a hard time of self-realization of, no, bro, like you're doing this right now because this is the path you chose. Nobody's making you do this.
Exactly.
You're here because you put yourself here.
Yeah,
Right?
Yeah.
So it's like those days that I'm on a low, like I'm like pissed that I'm like, dude, like I freaking put myself here. I've been doing landscaping for 10 plus years.
Yeah.
Like, really? Like, I swear, bro, I start freaking out in my head, man. Like, really? And in the midst, I'm doing
the
it.
second half of that is it's on you to change it.
Yeah. It's on you. So
Yeah.
it's like, yo, you could be mad and kick and scream all you want, but
It's on you.
you could kick and scream and another year will go by and you could say you could sing the same song and just change the number to 11 now, you know, like, and that's a little bit of, but you know, we do have so much time, but it's like embracing that, you know, gratefulness, you know, because like, it's so important, man. Like, especially when it comes to giving up, yo, you really got to check your mind every day. Like, that is the number one thing I would tell someone to do. And I would tell myself, because I try to do it. I'm not saying I don't have off days. Of course I do. But the days that I have off days, I know it's because my mind is out of check. It's not because of my actions. Because even days that my mindset is great and I'm like, I didn't post on this or I didn't do that, I'm okay with it. Like, I'm like, I'll get them tomorrow. Like, I'm not quitting. I'll get them tomorrow. But the days that my mind is not in check, all those little things just seem to compound and make the feeling even worse. So I know it stems from the mindset.
Yep.
You know, it's so powerful, bro.
I feel like I'm one too that needs it's like I find that like you know, and I'm grateful that I have like you and
Likewise, bro.
a couple people at my job that like I can talk to, like, and they just listen, like, you know.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes I feel better, like I just need to like vent it out.
Definitely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
And then I'll feel better about it. Like, all right,
Mhm.
dude, like, you know, I just said it out loud and
Yeah.
I kind of feel a little bit
You
better.
got it.
about
I feel
you
like it's so important to have people in your corner, bro. Like, you know, even if you're not venting or you're not, you just know like your boys believe in you, your girl believes in you, like your family believes in you. Like you're gonna be all right. And if
But
you,
as you get old, I'm sorry.
No. Same thing.
Go. I cut
was
you
it.
off.
That was kinda
no,
it, though.
it wasn't it. I cut you off.
that was
My
really
bad.
it. That was really it, though.
Your boys are in your corner. Your family.
They're in your
yeah.
corner. I mean, it's piggybacking off what you're saying when it comes to, you know, wanting to vent sometimes because like, you know they got that word or something for you to get you kind of out of that mindset. Because sometimes it's hard to snap yourself out of it. You know, you got to use outside sources to snap yourself out of it.
And I think as we get older, man, it's hard to. It's way harder, especially like, you know, were in the town that we grew up in, and it's like people around us that we've known for years, and people that know maybe a certain version of us for years, and it's like, you know, it's hard to find not that you should be like looking for people to like support because that's just not how it works. Like not everybody's going to support what you're doing. But it's important if you can find those people who kind of like believe in you and support you and kind of just have the same mindset, like to latch on to kind of latch on to those people if you can, and surround yourself with those people, because you know, it's not really other people's, and sometimes that'll get to me too, or maybe not so much anymore, but it has gotten to me in the past. Like you almost kind of have this expectation for people to support what you're doing or like cheer you on. But like, it's not really their job. Like you can't expect that from people. Like whether it's like family or people you grew up with or close friends, like you almost kind of think like, well, why aren't you like clapping for me? Or like, why aren't you showing support? Or why aren't you liking my shit? Why aren't you, why do you, how come it doesn't feel like you're, in my cheering section? But like, they don't have, it's like natural, I think, for our brain to feel like that. Definitely. But like coming to the realization that, dude, it's like, it's nobody's job to like, support you if they don't, you know what I mean? So it's like, and that's cool. So like, even adjusting to that, just like being able to try to stay on the path of what you want to do, regardless of like, no one really gives a shit.
Yeah.
Well, but if you can find those, and they don't have to give a shit. I'm not saying they have to care.
Yeah.
Nobody has to give a shit. But if you can just at least find somebody who has the same mindset as you, and if not, it's even harder to just by yourself, just stay on that path of like, all right, dude, like I want to do this. I want to post content about this. I want to be this way. This is like what I like to do. And that's it.
That's it, bro. That's a good point, because you really should definitely have some people. Choose your friends wisely. Choose your friends wisely, because if you got big dreams or you're working towards something, listen, I'm not saying you shouldn't have friends that play devil's advocate, that actually could see you and say, hey, look, I know you're trying to do this. They're constructive. They're not shooting you down for no reason because they're jealous or they're mad they're not doing it. There's toxic friends. And sometimes they don't even know they're doing it. But you want to choose those friends who are like-minded to you, who will boost you when you're down, who are there for help on situations that maybe they've been through, or maybe something you're going through right now, and you kind of could thug it out together and talk about it. But you gotta be, in the same clan, bro. Like, there can't be any outliers, because those people will be a sink. They'll be a boulder in your shit, man. They will sink the boat.
Yeah, and I think just to kind of go back to piggyback off that, but almost kind of repeat what I said before, I think a key component to that is understanding that like you shouldn't have expectations for people to support or really care about what you're doing.
No.
Because I've made that mistake. And it's almost kind of, you almost kind of like let yourself down, or you almost kind of not let yourself down. You almost kind of have like these expectations or hope that like, oh, well, I'm doing this and I think it's a good idea. Therefore, I think that like this person, and this person should also think it's a good idea.
Love it.
And they're all going to love it, and they're all going to support it, and they're all going to like be in my corner. But like,
then it's a letdown.
Yeah. But it's only a letdown if you have those expectations.
Yeah, true.
So if you can kind of just understand that, like, all right, dude, again, nobody may give a shit. Like, which is also kind of why another important thing is that like, as I've gotten older, I realize this too, is that I try not to, and I've made this mistake so many times. Even now, I'll find myself making this mistake. Like, you have to be careful of what you share with certain people.
No doubt.
Because they really don't care. And I'm not saying they don't have to.
No.
But it's just like, you have to understand, like there's certain things that like I won't talk about with certain people, even though that I know that they know what I'm doing. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, of course.
I know that there will be people that know what I'm doing, and they don't ask me about it. I don't bring it up to them. We don't talk about it. And it's almost like, because I just
smart.
I just keep it to myself, because I don't want to have this false expectation of like, oh, hey, God, like, yeah, I'm doing this, this, and this. And they, you know, it's just setting myself up for failure, you know? So I've learned to just try to keep things into myself in front of certain people, you know? So
it's smart. I think that's really smart to do, because you don't want to, bro, like a negative word, you know, if you're not prepared for it, could mess you up for a little bit, you know? So you got to be really strong on, if you're going to say something, be prepared for the negative. You know, it's like being online, like get ready for negative comments.
Oh yeah.
Get ready for them, you know? But, you know, as long as you believe in you, bro, I mean, we live in such a time where, like, you don't even, I mean, of course, friends are great, but you don't even need friends. Like, they say, like, you know, you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time around. Well, if your top 5 YouTubers are people that you really want to be like, and you watch them all the time, that's your average. You most likely will end up like them. If that's who you're striving to be and your actions are corresponding with, you know, what your thinking habits are, dude, you're going to end up like that. But if you got some, you know, faulty friends or something like that, dude, like it, you know, and you're sharing news with the wrong people, it could be toxic, bro. It could be, if you're not prepared for it, it could really wreck you. It could wreck you. Yeah. You know, talk post game, bro. You know, it's always a good idea. Talk post game.
Gary V, shout out.
Yeah. Talk post game, bro. Talk post game, man.
What?
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think that was a great 20th episode, bro. I'm looking forward to number 21. And like, yo, just know, guys, we are here for the long run. So get ready, bro, because as you other podcasters drop off, Dreams and Day Jobs is still going to be rolling, and we're going to take market share. So,
and we're going to have, I was talking about, I think I want to have, you know, I want to start having people on too.
It's a big couch, guys.
I'd like to have people, I want to start having people on to really bring the dreams and day jobs
to life,
like people who've actually like,
all of it, bro. I definitely want to have people who have brought the dream to a job, a real life situation. But like, I also want to take people who like, okay, like if I had my mom or my dad on, like my mom is an entrepreneur. My mom chose a field that she loved, created a business in it for over 30 plus years. There's your dream, and she turned it into her day job. My dad, you know, I know he loves working in the hospital, but like if he were to do something different, he, you know, like if they were born now, they'd have this option like us, you know? So I think it's very interesting to see that side of things too, you know, on top of people who have like made it huge in their fields, you know, back then. So like, yo, our podcast platform is really set up for anybody, man. Like it's a pretty cool space, bro. And our guests are going to be live, bro. It's going to be freaking awesome, man. All right, G.
Until next week.
Man, we out, guys. Peace.